Frank, his son, said to me that he was called in to see the editor at The Age, where he was contributing these. And the editor of The Age said, "Dr. Boreham, we really appreciate what you're doing, but could you please stop adding that sort of very distinct Christian bit at the end of your editorials?" And Dr. Boreham said to the editor, "Sir, if this is what you're asking me to do, then I have written my last editorial." On one of my many visits to the home of Frank and Betty Boreham, I once said to Frank, "What was your father doing near the time of his death? Was there any writing project that he was writing on?" And Frank sort of scratched his head and he said, "I think there was some book that he was writing on where he was taking from the newspaper editorials and he was assigning them to particular days of the year." And so this was a book. So there was an essay on January the 1st, which had a New Year's theme. And, when there were significant milestones, he would write about, this person and that person, and it would finish at the end of the year. I said, did he ever finish it? And he said, no, it was an unfinished book. And one day, I went into the archives here at Whitley College, and I found this lot of manuscripts. And I opened it up and I saw, look, here it is, August the 1st. And he's writing on something to do with banking. And then August the 2nd. And I thought, this was absolutely amazing. Here is an unfinished manuscript. And when I went through it, I found that F.W. Boreham had assigned editorials. He just cut them out from the newspaper and pasted them on, for that particular day. He had assigned editorials for about 75% of the days of the year. And when I went and checked, some of them were not, correct. They were not the right day. But this was the idea, that he would be able to have a particular theme for every day. We don't know what the title was that he had in mind. So I went through all of this, made sure that each article corresponded to the particular date, and then because I had read through all of the editorials from the Hobart Mercury and the Age, I assigned what I thought were ones that he had written for particular days of the year. Might have been a person's birthday or the anniversary of an explorer. We publish these online, and it is available online, sort of through the year with F.W. Boreham. But when finance becomes available, this could be another book, and there could be something that people could read each day, written by F.W. Boreham. But this was just one of the great discoveries of my life. And
so the book that was put out day by day with F.W. Boreham, that's a different project that somebody else has instigated?
I think it was Leslie Church who went through and culled out lovely bits from his books and assigned them to each day. But this is actually, his newsletters, his editorials were actually a different genre. The language that he used, where he used theological language, it was thin theological language. He did not lay it on thickly. And in fact, there are many people in his church who felt that he did not make his editorials religious enough. But he didn't want to be sort of didactic and to have a little homily that he tacked onto the end of an essay. But the interesting thing is that in the 1940s, when I got to read through the editorials, that there's a noticeable change of style. And F.W. Boreham starts to add on a very clear, distinct Christian message. I don't know the reason why he did that. I don't know whether it was because he was going through a time of grief or difficulty, but he actually did something that he said he would never do. You know, to add that homily, to add that little moral at the end of the story. Frank, his son, said to me that he was called in to see the editor at The Age, where he was contributing these. And the editor of The Age said, "Dr. Boreham, we really appreciate what you're doing, but could you please stop adding that sort of very distinct Christian bit at the end of your editorials?" And Dr. Boreham said to the editor, "Sir, if this is what you're asking me to do, then I have written my last editorial." And the editor says, "Oh, no, we would like you to carry on." Because there were so many people who read his editorials and bought The Age because they wanted to read what Boreham had written that particular week.